The following is a presentation of the HAN Network, the leader for local news, sports, and entertainment in Fairfield and Westchester counties.
High school girls hockey has returned to the HAN Network for a Monday evening. Good evening, everyone. Along with AJ Simonowski and Shelby Vaccaro, I'm Rob Adams. Tonight, we take a look at the Trumbull-St. Joseph Eagles. They do go by the Eagles despite being the co-op. And the Notre Dame-Fairfield Lancers, they combined with Foran. They are indeed the Lancers. As I said, AJ and Shelby alongside of me for the call as we look forward to this game tonight. Girls ice hockey with Notre Dame-Fairfield-Foran coming in at 3-4-1, and the Trumbull-St. Joe co-op coming in at 3-9, 2-7 in the FCAC. As we greet you live from the rinks at Shelton on this Monday evening. And AJ, don't let the records fool you. 3-4-1, 3-9. I talked to both coaches before the game, and they both said the same thing to me. We skate hard, we're a family, it's a good group, and especially Paula Dady, the head coach of Trumbull-St. Joseph, she said that's it. We don't let that record fool you. We're a good hockey team.
Definitely, Rob, and both of these teams are going to want to improve on those records here tonight. Trumbull with a couple of more games under their belt compared to Notre Dame, so the records are a little bit out of balance as the girls get ready here on the ice. Looks like we're going to see a good one tonight. I
think we're going to see a good one. In fact, both teams, have had their moments throughout this year. Both teams have scuffled, but again, there's something to be said about that kind of family atmosphere, and certainly you sensed it in talking to both teams. And you can see as they're on the ice, you can kind of get a feel for who they truly represent. Notre Dame truly is Notre Dame. They are dressed like the Lancers in the blue tops and bottoms with the gold numbers outlined in white and those great-looking gold helmets. Notre Dame on the front of the sweater. To our left, the Trumbull Eagles in white with black and some gold thrown in as well. So we'll be cozy, comfy among the folks here at the rinks at Shelton tonight. And in boys, because it's CIAC rules, there's a mandatory 8-minute warm-up period. Not the same in girls. It was a 2-minute warm-up, do your shoot-around, and let's play.
I was surprised to see that, too. I thought it might have been a quirk of the late start we're having here at 8:30, a little bit after 8:30. And you have to wonder, does that impact how they play the game? Are they not going to be as warm in the first couple of minutes?
We should mention Chris Callan was going to be here for the broadcast tonight. Cato could not make it this evening. Got a family situation. Everything's fine in the Callan household, but just wanted to pass along the greetings from Cato. We will see him tomorrow night for basketball back down at Wilton High School. Starting lineups for this evening for the Trumbull Eagles, Gina Moriello will be in net. On defense will be Ashley Osterberg as well as Morgan McLean. Up front they'll put Lexi Brown as well as Audrey Crow and Bailey Brooks. Over to the other side for Notre Dame of Fairfield and Foran, Rebecca Payne will be in goal. On defense will be Bailey McKeon as well as on the other defense will be Jasmine Gaudreau. At right wing, Delaney O'Keefe. The center is Alex Diorio, and Emily Rowland is the left wing.
A lot of experience on the front line for the Lancers. Rob, Rebecca Payne in goalie is the only one of four sophomores. I didn't read the roster as carefully as I could.
But
a sophomore starting in net.
Paula Dady in her 7th year at Trumbull-St. Joseph is the head coach. Shannon Curran, the assistant. Carrie Rowland is the coach for Notre Dame of Fairfield with Jen Schell as the assistant coach. Let's play. We're ready to get off and running here at the rinks at Shelton with Trumbull moving from left to right. So we're underway with the opening face-off, and we'll get Shelby involved as the evening goes along as well. Nick Fine working the camera right alongside of us. It's thrown wide down into the Trumbull zone and pushed aside by Moriello. Back behind the net, heading over into the right corner. Coach Dady said to me, keep an eye on Moriello. She's a good one. Sent wide again. It's over into the right corner. Now they'll bring it back to the near side and try to thread it back to center. But waiting there for Notre Dame Fairfield is Bailey McKeon in the blue and the gold. Send it cross ice, and they'll bring it down into the right corner. Just 37 seconds gone by. We're warming up the benches here at the rinks at Shelton, and these bleachers, not as large as the bleachers in the lower rink, but they're still filling in quite nicely. We'll be kind of snug here as the evening goes along. Down the right wing side it goes for Notre Dame of Fairfield. They'll send it back behind the cage and try to thread it back out to center. Bouncing along, it comes back to center and played there. They will bring it along to the near side. Turn it back, and it'll be taken by Caroline Prezioso. Prezioso, the sister of another one of two Preziosos, I started to say, on this team, outstanding, but in any event, down on net, save made, second try, 2 saves by Moriello. Will get the whistle here, and a quick hooking call at 1:21.
Rob, it looked like Caitlin Pond had a good shot at the rebound. They are not able to get it in the net.
So very quickly into the penalty box goes Audrey Crow. So Crow off for a hooking at 1:21. Play it back out to center and bring it down the near side boards. It'll go behind the cage. Didn't put the time of the penalty up on the board, but nonetheless, we play along here. They'll thread it back into the Notre Dame zone. Out the center it comes, off the boards. Caitlin Pond gets across and taken down. We get a whistle. It's going to come back out of the zone with 13:17 to go in the first.
And aside from getting a pretty decent-looking shove in the back there, Pond also got kneed by a teammate as she was on the ice. Not intentional, obviously.
Face-off will come just outside of the Trumbull zone, put down and controlled initially by the Lancers, but the Eagles will grab it and clear it out of the zone. Played by Bailey Del Salto back to center on defense, and they'll get it across the line down the right wing. There goes Emily Rowland. She's a left winger, but goes to throw it across. It'll bounce back out to center and out of the zone, all the way down to the left of Rebecca Payne. And back to play it will be Notre Dame of Fairfield, the Lancers. Back out to center again. They are on the power play as they go to corral it with Alex DeOrio. She takes a look, looks to her left, brings it across her own line, dances around the defender, now grabs it at center ice, skates across the blue line with the wrister that goes wide of Moriello. Now they've got the time up on the board. I feel better. We're down to 1:10 to go on the power play. Thrown across into the slot. Dangerous there. Good try for Rowland. Couldn't get any, or rather, correction. That was 5. Bridget Magyar couldn't get anything on it. Coming over into the left circle now. Down to 58 to go on the power play, and 12:10 remaining in the first period. We have no score.
Trumbull doing a pretty good job of keeping the puck out of their zone to kill off this power play. Still, we got Lancers have 45 seconds here. Let's see if they can do anything with it.
The officials for tonight, Jim Dupuis and Paul Nemez Carlson. Thank you, Shelby. And we'll get over to Shelby again in a little bit. Down to 11:47 to go in the first period. 29 remaining on the quote-unquote man advantage as it's loose, and the save made by Payne. Just had to trap it up along that pipe to her right. It was able to do so, and down to 17 to go on the power play. Across the line goes Del Salto. Throws it down on net. Puck loose. Set on net, and they score!
Rob, that looked like Caroline Prezioso with the goal off the assist from Mackenzie Meany.
We'll get all the bookkeeping. In fact, Shelby's over there, so we can count on her for that, but it is Prezioso. And that will come at 3:34. So it's 1-0. And Trumbull grabbing the early lead. Down the right wing side, looking for the answer. It's loose, throws through, and scores. The little touch and the answer very quickly. It's 1-1.
And just left behind and couldn't see who it was, Rob. Too many people in front of the net. Whoever did get the shot in just gave it a little tap. Goalie was out of position, and it leaked in behind her.
I believe it was Berard, 8 on the goal.
I think you may be right. That's why you're over there and I'm over here.
But that ties us at 1. And very quickly, a whistle across the line. Let's see if Shelby's with us.
Hey, guys. So it seems that 24 on the Trumbull Eagles has assisted to number 6, and it was a great goal. And then a comeback by Notre Dame that was even better. It's super exciting first half for right now, and I'm super excited to see what else comes. Back to you guys.
All right, Shelby, thank you very much. 11:05 to go, first period. We're tied at 1. Thrown down the right wing side, trapped along those boards. They'll try to keep it alive back behind the net in the Trumbull zone. Tied at 1. The equalizing goal, not very pretty. It just kind of squirted past, as you said, the little touch by Berard to make it the 1-1 game. No PA here tonight. In fact, no national anthem, in fact, so not a lot we can give you from across the line, but Shelby will fill us in with some of the details, and we'll get more in between the periods. 10:33 to go in the first period. Across the line, Prezioso goes down in the right circle. It'll come over near side. Taken there by Notre Dame. They'll look to clear it out of the zone. That's Laura Denigan wearing number 10. Now across the line comes Meany for Trumbull, but it'll come right back out with Rowland to center ice. 10:14 to go, first period here on the HAN Network on a Monday night with A.J. Simonowski and Shelby Vaccaro. I'm Rob Adams. Hope you're enjoying it as it goes into the left circle. Fanning on it, it'll go back behind the net in the Notre Dame end. Notre Dame in that blue, white, and gold, and Trumbull in the white with the hints of gold and black, of course, as well. Very nice uniforms for both teams. Across the line goes Notre Dame of Fairfield. Sierra Chavez sends it wide. It comes over near side. Now it gets loose, and the stop of play out in front by Moriello.
Big shot there from the Lancers. Just a little bit high of the goal. They're getting their chances.
Face off to the near side. You know, one thing I wondered about the power play, and I got a note from a little birdie whispering in my ear as well. I wondered, as it's loose off to the far side, I wondered if they didn't start the clock early enough and that power play extended a little too long.
It's entirely possible. I don't think either of us saw the time go up on the board.
I was glancing at it, and then all of a sudden I looked back, and I said to myself, okay, well, we're going to start it now. 9:19 to go, first period, 1-0, or rather 1-1, I beg your pardon, across the line into Notre Dame zone. Now they'll bring it back and chip it across the line, but the Eagles have to go touch up. Instead, it'll be Denigan to take it out of her own zone. Feeds it across. Nice feed down to Pond, and it goes wide. Back behind the net with under 9 to go in the first. Bouncing along the boards to the far side. Played over there by Chavez. Chavez, the senior, gets it back out, and it'll be taken into the Notre Dame zone. Thread out to Caitlin Pond. Pond across the line. Went to center it across, but knocked away and deflected. Good job by Ashley Osterberg. This will go down, and the whistle and the icing with 8:36 to go. Period number 1. 1-1 Trumbull and Notre Dame.
So far to this point, Rob, it's been mostly Notre Dame on the offense. Trumbull's had a couple of chances of their own. Caroline Prezioso has been so far a force down in the offensive zone, but aside from the one goal, not able to do very much with it.
Off the draw from the near side boards. It'll go to the far side. Tap back out to center. Should mention that I believe Prezioso's goal was shorthanded. The other goal was not actually a power play goal. You can't really say that because, again, with that extension of time, it wasn't like it really was a power play at that point. This goes down into the Notre Dame zone. They will whistle icing right there. 8:09 to go in the first. 1-1 our score.
And Sierra O'Keefe was down there in the offensive zone. Pass went past her, and that could have been dangerous, but she wasn't able to haul it in.
Face-off will come to the left side of Gina Moriello. One of 2 girls ice hockey games we have for you this week on the HAN Network. We will be along on Friday with girls ice hockey, and that will be a dandy. Darien and New Canaan, 6:40 on Friday night. Here's Rowland. Rowland into the right circle. Rowland goes top shelf and scores.
Rob, I would have to call that 52 unassisted.
And what AJ is referring to is an official, you'll see the official skate over to the bench. That's exactly what they'll say to you, 52 unassisted, or 7 from 3, or whatever you want to call it. In this case, Roland.
Some extremely nifty stick handling on her way through the zone and goes top shelf for the goal. That was really beautiful.
Roland makes it a 2-1 game. So played back to center by Trumbull, looking for an equalizer. Now they'll just kind of squirt it down on net. Puck loose with the save made by Payne. Goes off to the far side. Fanning on the initial try to keep it in the zone. It'll come back to center. Snagged by Caitlin Pond with a head of steam. Good stick, good skating by Pond is what I'm trying to say. Puck goes back behind the net with 7:20 to go in the first. Loose again, it'll come over into the left corner, taken by an Eagle and thrown back out of the zone. Down it goes, with Payne saying this will be icing, and the officials will agree. 7:10 to go in the first. We're tied, or rather, I beg your pardon, it's a 2-1 game. I know that for a fact.
It is still 2-1.
Yes.
A couple of times already so far in this period, they have had Caitlin Pond nearly open here along the close side of the boards. Trumbull's going to have to adjust to that, or bad things are going to start happening.
Face off to the right side of Moriello, back behind the net. Moriello adjusts to the near side as it goes into the left corner. It'll be taken by the Eagles to look to clear back out the center. Chipped out. Diorio couldn't control it. Here's a big head of steam from McLean. Right circle. Tried the wrister, couldn't get a lot on it. Back behind the cage, now waiting to create trouble out in front is Crow. Off to the far side it goes, and back out to center. The Eagles skating with a little bit more steam, but an offside here as Prezioso was a hair. Just a hair ahead of the play. 6:39 to go, first period, 2-1.
Doesn't matter if you're a hair over the line, Rob, a call is a call.
A call is a call. And actually it wasn't Prezioso, she had the puck. It was the line mate who was a stitch over. Off the face-off, Pond almost exploded down the left wing side. Now she's able to grab it at center ice. Now it's taken away from her, and Delaney O'Keefe grabs it. Down goes, that is, beg your pardon, that is Denigan. And they go to the far side with the save made by Moriello. Sometimes there are adjustments made to the roster and what may be seen online or whatnot. And we went over it with the coaches, but it doesn't mean that you don't still have to make some adjustments as we get a whistle here with 6:13 to go in the first in a 2-1 game.
And as often the case with the style of the hockey sweaters, it can be difficult to pick out the numbers.
Sometimes.
So many of these players have the lower back pads that will occasionally obscure things.
Face-off just outside of the Trumbull Eagle end. Off to the far side it goes. Nice job by the Trumbull sweater and the Trumbull team. If you don't see it, it does clearly say Trumbull Eagles on it. But take a look closer at it, and you'll see an interlocking SJ up near the right shoulder. The upper part there, that SJ representing St. Joe's. Puck along the near side boards. Whistled all the way down into the left corner. A little bit of frustration from Del Salto. I think she wanted to throw that more on the cage. Puck loose, now backhanded down into the slot, and Notre Dame will try to start back out with Caitlin Pond. Pond lost the handle on it. Bailey McKeon grabs it. This heading down for an icing. 5:29 to go first period, 2-1.
Notre Dame trying for that play up the left side with Pond. It wasn't there this time, but they've been getting good penetration with it. I expect them to keep going back to her.
Face-off will come to the left side now of sophomore goalie Rebecca Payne. Ashley Osterberg for the draw. And the official says it's on them. They'll do it over.
A little too much mustard on that puck drop, I think.
So Magyar and Osterberg for the draw over again. He's getting his pants straightened out. All right, ready to go. And now they've got it. So let's play hockey again. Back to the right point. Waiting there is McLean. Took it out of the zone, over to Prezioso. She gets it across the line, down the left wing. They'll have to go back on side for the touch-up. They do. Into the corner comes Rowland. Rowland bounces it off the boards, now takes it back herself. Tries to backhand it out of the zone to the near side, taken out by Magyar. Played through the neutral zone. Magyar trying to sneak away from there, but nothing cooking, so it'll come back into the Notre Dame zone. Now they'll play it across with Diorio. Down the right side, it is Diorio. She'll play it. Fanned initially, left behind for Magyar down into the right corner. 4:40 to go in the first period, 2-1 with Notre Dame on top. Held in at the right point, put on net, trying to put it home, and we get a whistle. Covered up by Moriello.
Rob, I think using your own terminology, that first shot was a bit of a flutter bomb.
That's one of my favorites. I didn't make that up. I can't take credit for it, but I do love the term flutter bomb.
Or for those of a certain age, a knuckle puck from the Mighty Ducks 2.
That's a good one, too. Face off to the left side of Moriello. Puck goes back behind the net. A 2-1 game with 4:25 to go in the opening frame. Kept in near the right point, and the whistle stops things as it went over near the Trumbull bench. I spy John Kovac on site tonight. I mentioned Nick Fine already. Steve Buono down to our right as well from the Darien Times. He is running a camera this evening. Marty Hersom here as well. Tracy Iazzi helped get the day started. And across the line come the Eagles, but waiting is Pond. Caitlin Pond brings it back to the near side. Now through traffic, it goes off the skate of Diorio into the right corner, looking for the poke home out in front from the sharp angle and held on to by Payne.
Rob, I don't know if our cameras got a glimpse of this, but that was about an inch from going over the line. It bounced off Rebecca Payne, landed just in front of the goal, and stopped right there.
.356 remaining. First period. Side of the right circle. It'll be brought back out by Notre Dame. They'll play it ahead with Diorio. She steps across the line. Goes to wrist it down on net. Pushed aside by Moriello into the right corner. Thrown back across to the near side. Waiting there is Berard. She has, I believe, a goal on the night. In fact, she did. She had the equalizer back at 3:49 of the first, down to 3:27 to go here in the first period. Now the puck taken back by the Eagles. They'll skate back out of their own end. Dancing around defenders. That looks like Prezioso, and my goodness it is. With the head of steam, the wrister. Blocked away, comes over to the near side. Whittled through, back behind the net again. It'll go to the far side, almost held in at the point. Did they? They did not, and there's the whistle stopping things. 3:04 to go in the first.
Like you said, Rob, Prezioso there again off on the left side. Another big shot, not able to get it through traffic. If she keeps getting those kind of looks, something good's going to happen for Trumbull.
So the face-off will come on the dot just outside of the zone.
Actually, looks like they're changing their mind and moving it into the zone. And we have a penalty.
Yes, we do. I missed the indication, I will be honest with you, because I was glancing at a note. So off the draw, 4 seconds gone by.
Does appear to be Alexa Diorio. 2 minutes for something.
So Diorio on the penalty with 2:45 to go in the first. In a 2-1 game. So first Trumbull power play of the night. Held in at the left point, goes to the far side, turned back over, and this is dangerous. And it's a 2-on-none, down on net, and she scores! Denigan took it away. It's a short-handed goal, and it's a 3-1 game.
Defensive breakdown there for Trumbull. Denigan was left all alone and actually had help if she had so desired. Takes it herself. Top shelf again. Lancers 3-1.
Back out to center, so for the face-off. Power play still rolls on, just 40 seconds gone on it. And across the line comes Bailey Brooks. Brooks sends it across, but Emily Rowland takes it away and throws it back the other way. Osterberg across the line to the far side boards. Rowland again. Almost got it out of the zone. Shot blocked initially, and this will come down into the Trumbull zone. McLean will go pick it up. 59 remaining on the power play. Bouncing off the boards through the neutral zone. It's taken back by Rowland and down into the other end. It'll go behind the cage. Waiting back there. They will bring it back the other way. The Eagles looking to get something going. They're down 3-1. They had a 1-0 lead. Bring it across the line to the far side boards. Just looking to work it through, but again taken away. Now puck loose in the slot, worked over into the circle, put on net, and that's loose again off to the far side boards. Good work there. That was Lydia Prezioso, and the whistle stopping things, and here's a high stick indication.
And Rob, Lydia Prezioso was open on the backside of that play, did have a shot at the open net, not able to flip it in.
So off for the high stick goes Goudreau with 1:28 remaining in the first. Talking things over across the way. Goudreau off for the high stick. Both teams getting a little talking to. Shelby, are you able to kind of listen in on what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, we have a super power play with Trumbull Eagles being 2-man up. The power play for Notre Dame, though, has only 25 seconds left. So if Trumbull really wants to get a goal, they're going to have to work fast.
And this, of course, being a 5-on-3. Thanks, Shelby. Back into the other end goes Osterberg. She'll thread it across to the near side boards. Lydia Prezioso there bounces it off the boards and gets it down into the Notre Dame zone. It's got 9 remaining on the 5-on-3. To the far corner it goes. We're down to 5. It's a 3-1 game, keeping it across the line with 1:05 to go in the first period. 1 power play over. Now 1:33 remaining in the 5-on-4. Grabbed over in the left circle. Lexi Brown over there looks to thread it through the one-timer and a couple of tries. The save's out in front by Payne. Here's a third try and she covers up. Oh my goodness. 49.2 remaining in the first, and boy, it was there for Caroline Prezioso, but Rebecca Payne responded well.
Rob, on one of those rebound shots, I believe it was the first one, Payne was just able to swat it out of the way.
Face off to her right. Lexi Brown for the draw for Trumbull against Pond, I believe. It's kept alive by the Eagles along the far boards. Down to 43 to go in the first period, and there's another whistle, and this time off for a penalty for a slash. So that will mean some even strength skating for a bit as Osterberg goes off. So the whistles have been busy here in the first, and with the penalty, the face-off will go back down into the Trumbull zone. So this comes at 14:18 of the first. So there would be some carryover time if necessary. It's a 4-on-4 right now in a 3-1 game. Played back into the neutral zone, waiting there Del Salto. She gets it across the Notre Dame line, down to 25 remaining on the in the period rather, and 52 remaining on the 4-on-4. Prezioso out of the left circle to the near side boards. It'll come along here, held in at the right point. That was Del Salto, back out with 10, playing it there. Along comes O'Keefe across the line, loose again and turned back by Prezioso as we're down to 1, and the period comes to an end. 3-1 after 1. And as is very frequently the case in girls ice hockey, we do not make ice. No Zamboni coming out. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, regroup. Period number 2 comes back right after this. 3-1 after 1. Notre Dame on top of Trumbull. You're watching the FCAC on the HAN Network.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express. Open Monday through Saturday in the iPark Building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
Tired of all the bull? Relax and enjoy the experience of buying a car at Panby Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram. No bull allowed.
And we have also 4 penalties, Trumbull and 2 from Notre Dame.
Goal, let's see, Diorio We're trying to get the numbers across the way. Go ahead and keep things going from there. What are you seeing early on?
Early on, there's definitely a lot of fouling, but that's going on both ends. There's also a lot of high scoring on Notre Dame's end. Trumbull is definitely really excited and super into this game, so I'm sure they're not going to go down without a fight. I'm excited to see the second half. 43 seconds left to go. Game on.
All right, thanks, Shelby. 40 seconds before we start the second period. It's a 3-1 game, AJ, and as you kind of got to listen in on us, because, again, without a PA announcer, just kind of catching up on some of the scoring, it was Prezioso to get things started, and that one came from Del Salto, and then Berard from Meany, and then the two other goals were Rowland and Denigan. Those were both unassisted. So a busy first period, 3-1, AJ.
And Rob, the shot totals, at least by my count, are dead even at this point. 9 shots apiece for both teams. Trumbull with the higher scoring at this point. Nope, I think I have that backwards. My score sheet is wrong, Rob. I've been writing stuff in the wrong column.
So just reverse it.
ND Fairfield with more shots scored at this point in time.
And that would absolutely make sense. Trumbull was struggling to get the shots on net. Notre Dame of Fairfield had the better approach. They had more, action out in front of the net. Let's get second period going.
But, Rob, as the period wore on, Trumbull offense a lot more active. Let's see if they can carry it over.
It's funny to watch the two players going for the face-off. It will be Denigan and Brown, and they're just kind of laughing. Now they're ready. Second period underway. Thrown across the line, down the left wing, and a quick icing starts things. 25 remaining on the 4-on-4 and 14:53 to go in the second period. Face-off will come to the near side. And it'll be thrown back out of the zone, down into the Trumbull end. Back to play it, looking to center, but really no one home as we skate 4-on-4 for 10 more seconds. Out of the zone, thrown down the left wing goes Prezioso. Puck loose behind the net. It'll be Emily Rowland to play it into the right corner, down to 3, 2, and 1 on the 4-on-4, and the power play now on for Notre Dame of Fairfield. They are joined by Delaney O'Keefe. She steps across the line. Now it's thrown across to the near side and down into the Notre Dame zone. Half minute remaining on the penalty. Back to center again. It'll be taken and spun back around by Lexi Brown. Again, across the line goes Caitlin Pond into the left corner, into the left circle rather, now into that left corner. 17 to go, 3-1 game, down just a minute and change gone by in the second. Bouncing loose and goes down on net, and it'll be held onto by Gina Moriello.
Rob, I think the story of that first period has to be missed opportunities for Trumbull. They had a 5-on-3 at one point, followed up by another 5-on-4 for nearly 5 minutes of total game time and not able to do anything with it.
Face off to the left side of Prezioso. Puck loose, goes over into the left circle, along the left wing boards. A minute and change gone by, second period, down to 2-1, and the power play has come to an end. Puck will be thrown back out the center. Loose, taken. Here's Magyar. Got a cross. She's in the high slot. Now it goes over into the left corner. Waiting over there. They'll bring it near side. Into the right corner it goes. Tapped along by Morgan McLean. Again to the near side. That is Audrey Crow. At one point, she was listed as 19 on the official game roster, which... that is something to keep an eye on. The rosters are supposed to be accurate. But she is clearly wearing 17, and Shelby actually confirmed that to me as we initially had our pregame conversation, and we were saying that she had changed it to 19, but no, she is very much wearing 17 across the line, and they bring it down into the Notre Dame zone. 12:49 to go in the second period. It's a 3-1 game. Oh, it's loose and pushed aside once again. Moriello, or rather Payne in defense out in front.
Alexa Brown trying to go near side on that shot. Payne able to get the pads down in front of it.
Pushed to the far side by Bailey Brooks. It'll be taken back by Rowland. Emily Rowland just pushes it down the left wing side for an icing. 12:26 to go second period, 3-1.
Certainly get the sense that Trumbull is trying to be more aggressive at this point. ND's sort of playing back a little bit, but the score is still in their favor. They can do what they want.
Face-off will come to the left side of Rebecca Payne. Both netminders wearing number 1. Along the far side boards, off the draw, McLean again on the far side, looking to get back into this game at 3-1, and the whistle will bring it back to the left side of Payne.
Trying for the sort of home run shot there was Prezioso, but put it up into the net. Almost hit the laser tag sign.
Don't want to do that. Off the draw to the far side, played in the slot and taken back out of the zone. Bounced along by Prezioso. Again to the far side, and we'll get the whistle right there with 12:05 to go in the second period of a 3-1 game. Of course, keep an eye out for Nutmeg Sports tomorrow. Donald Eng will be hosting alone. I have to hit the road for some filming in various and sundry. But we've got basketball tomorrow evening.
Does Don know that?
Don knows that. Along to the near side. Yes, Don is aware of that. We were talking about it today. Played back to center. Turned around the other way. Del Salto and out to center. Come across the line and pushed wide. Off to the near corner now. Amelia Walker on for the Eagles. Played back, and it'll be grabbed at the right point by Del Salto. Through traffic on net, and Payne will cover. 11:21 to go second period, 3-1. A lot of cover-up, a lot of holding on to the puck, just trying to get that new face-off.
And it looked like Amelia Walker's shot there was a bit more of a shot in self-preservation. Had 2 Lancer defenders closing in on her, and there was going to be some hitting if she kept the puck much longer.
Face-off to the far side. Held in at the right point. Through traffic it goes, into the right circle. Taken again by Lexi Brown. Chipped along into the right circle again and held in at the right point by McLean. McLean, and again to the far side, Crow, and out of the zone. McLean will go and retrieve it. Puck just rolling along on its edge. She'll grab it for Trumbull. Almost turned it over, what would have been a bad turnover. Now a 2-on-1, but it turns into an offside, as would be the case, with 10:52 to go in the second period of a 3-1 Notre Dame lead.
Caitlin Pond had a chance at open ice with it, just a little too much speed, and we get the offsides call.
Prezioso, Berard, Rowland, and Denigan the goals. Off the draw to the near side. They'll look to play it out of the zone. They do. Taken by Audrey Crow. Gets it across the line, down the right wing, Lexi Brown. It really does call to mind every time I'm around girls hockey. And admittedly, as it's on net and Payne will hold on to her left, I admit, and I readily own up to this, I enjoyed calling that state championship game so much last year and was really so frustrated that it turned into a 2-2 double overtime tie. I thought that was really unfair to the girls at the time, and that's a whole story for another time. But I just think the CIAC's got to find a way to make this a sanctioned sport.
I'm surprised that it's not, with the interest that there clearly is.
Well, and that's the thing. You know, we've had Joel Cookson on Nutmeg Sports, and he explained that it is a numbers thing. You need to have a certain threshold of participation, and that threshold has not been met yet by girls ice hockey in the state of Connecticut, unfortunately. Puck loose behind, comes to the near sideboards, played by Lydia Prezioso for Trumbull-St. Joseph. They are a co-op, both teams co-ops here tonight in this 3-1 game. Played back out to center and taken by Chavez. She gets it across the line into the Trumbull zone, down into the right corner. Chavez, now played by Prezioso, back behind the cage, the far sideboards, held in, left point. It'll come across, no damage, kind of nicked the crease, off into the right corner, and taken again by Chavez. Chavez has been living right on the doorstep of putting one home tonight. Out of the right circle, puck loose again. Another one on the doorstep. It's not Chavez this time. She'll go grab it to the side of the right circle. Lifted along the glass and played almost out of the zone. It'll be taken with numbers by the Eagles. Here's Prezioso. Caroline Prezioso to the right circle. Goes to grab it back behind the cage. Now backhands it. The save made by Payne. Didn't quite have the best angle on it. She kind of flailed at it. Here's Morgan McLean in the neutral zone. 9:15 to go second period. It's a 3-1 game. Down into the right circle it goes. Alex DiOrio goes to get it out of her own zone. Couldn't do it, but Alicia Berard does the honors.
Rob, credit there to Jasmine Goudreau, hustling to get back just in time.
As it comes back into the neutral zone once again, down the left wing side, and McLean will go and grab it for the Eagles. 8:50 to go second period. McLean will take it again, take a look, backhanded along, waiting there is Osterberg to the near side. Couple of penalties in that first period as well. There were 4 of them overall. Here come the Eagles across the line. That's Crow. Crow loose and sent back out to center. Waiting there is McLean. McLean grabs it again. Now Lexi Brown gets it across the line to the near side boards. 8:24 to go second period. It's a 3-1 Notre Dame lead. Again, one thing to know about girls hockey, there may be collisions naturally, but there can't be checking. That is a no-no, as this will be an icing. 8:08 to go second period, 3-1.
So far, Rob, you got to see, again, Trumbull being more aggressive, but Notre Dame's defense able to get back in time, keep the numbers in their favor, and keep the Eagles from having any good looks at goal.
Face-off will come to the near side. Played along the near side boards. Notre Dame will take it. No goals in this second period so far. 3-1 our score as we come down to the under 8 mark of the second period. It'll be taken behind the net. Trumbull needing an answer just to get back to a 3-2 game. Here's Caroline Prezioso with a head of steam. Gets across the Notre Dame line. Deking through a couple of defenders. Goes off to the left corner. She grabs it. Sends it along to the far side boards. Over there to snag it along. For Notre Dame of Fairfield, they'll play it out with Hackley to center. This will go down the left side, and now the icing whistled. 7.5. We've hit the midway point. It's a 3-1 game.
And Rob, this seems like the ceremonial 1,000th time we've called Caroline Prezioso's name so far tonight. We are halfway through the second period. Every time she's had the puck, it is full speed ahead and trying to get a shot off.
Face off to the left side of Rebecca Payne. A 3-1 lead for Notre Dame of Fairfield. Bouncing along the boards to Osterberg. Sends it down from the right point, now into the right circle. DiOrio over there for Notre Dame-Fairfield. Bounces along to the near side once again. You can spy that interlocking N and D on the shoulders of the Notre Dame sweaters. Into the far corner. Played by Brown of Trumbull. Kind of climbing over the back of an opponent. Goes back behind the net for the wraparound try, and it's stopped. Trapped right along the post by Payne.
Payne and I believe Alexis Ryan also right there. Getting some feet in the way.
3-1, 7:02 to go second period. And off the draw, chipped high up in the air and slapped right back down by Crow. It'll go behind the net. Now it's loose. Taken by Notre Dame of Fairfield. Rowland skating out of her own zone. Brings it back to center. Brings it across the line, down the right wing. It'll go into the right corner. Rowland going coast to coast. Now stops behind the net, almost slammed into Moriello. Goes to the far side in the right circle. Puck in the slot for a moment, and out it goes.
Rowland was right there, had a very good look at it, not able to get the handle.
Bailey McKeon tried to take it away, but it'll be dumped back out to center ice. Now Prezioso goes back into her own zone. Backhanded down into the Trumbull end. Sent back to center. Taken by Denigan. Brings it cross ice. Rowland back to center, waiting to get across the line goes Pond. Caitlin Pond, and it's loose and rolls right down to Moriello. Traps it with the glove. 6:03 to go second period. Still
3-1. Tough to see what Pond was actually going for there. She fed it ahead, as if she were expecting help, and no one was there.
Face off to the right side of Moriello now. And they get some new sticks out there. Now we're ready to go. Lumber spoken for. To the right side it goes, and it's Prezioso for the draw. She wins, takes it behind the net. For the Trumbull Eagles, they trail 3-1 in this matchup of co-ops. Prezioso, great stick handling, throws it on net, and it got loose from Payne. Payne got just enough with the glove, and that deflected it off into the right corner. Held in with a slap shot at the right point by Del Salto. Goes down into the right corner. That's a good hockey name, Bailey Del Salto. I like it. To the near side, it comes through the slot, almost turned back, now turned over, down on net, and scooped up by Rebecca Payne.
Rob, it seems like Notre Dame does not have a direct answer for Caroline Prezioso.
Overall, you're right, but they have kept her, for the most part, from doing too much damage. She did have the first goal of the game at 3:34. Face off to the right side of Payne. Kept in by the Eagles, but back out to center. So Prezioso says, okay, we'll bring it over to the near side boards. They'll chip it along there. Waiting there was Delaney O'Keefe. Back to center again. Spinning around was Bailey Brooks for the Eagles. 5:10 to go, second period. It's a 3-1 game. Into the slot it goes, along into the right corner, taken back behind the net by Notre Dame-Fairfield. Laura Denigan was over there. Now she waits in the left circle. Along the far boards again, into the left corner. Down to grab it goes O'Keefe. 4:50 to go in the second period. Denigan brings it near side. Off to grab it now. Little hitting there, and we'll see if they call that a penalty, and I believe they will. And the crowd
not happy about that one.
Not liking it. Pond going off. They want proof. That's what they're saying. TV cameras are on the site.
It's the beauty of the striped shirts, Rob. What they say goes.
Got to have rabbit ears. Along to the near side. 1:50 to go on the advantage. This will come down on net and just be left aside by Moriello. Third penalty on the night for Notre Dame, and it'll be trapped by Payne. So Pond off at 10:20. Shelby, what was the official call on that penalty?
Penalty was on number 8 for Notre Dame. It was a cross penalty. She has 1:36 left to go, and she's out here in the box.
So it's a cross check. Thank you.
Which, Rob, as you said earlier, not allowed.
Nope, not allowed. There was contact for sure, but certainly the Notre Dame fans were not, dare I say, fans. Played back to center. Lydia Prezioso brings it across the line into the Notre Dame zone. They've got 1:18 of power play time. Here's Caroline Prezioso, Lydia's sister. They'll send it to the far side boards and bring it near side once again. So it'll be thrown down the right wing side by Sierra Chavez. Back behind her own cage will be Gina Moriello to play it for the Eagles. Caroline Prezioso will corral the loose, hard rubber puck back beyond the end line. They'll bring it to center. Waiting at the line. Looked like a good connection for Lexi Brown, but they could not control the puck. So to the right boards it goes. Into the right corner. Coming back is Rowland. Emily Rowland just sends it down. It got deflected off the body of Lydia Prezioso and taken back into the Trumbull zone. 35 remaining on the power play. Rowland gets it across the line. 4 Eagles waiting there, and it's Caroline Prezioso to do the honors. Sends it cross ice to Audrey Crow, and it'll be sent into the Notre Dame zone. 24 remaining on the advantage, and not a lot of traffic here on this power play. In fact, waiting and taking a look was Moriello. Somebody's got to come grab the puck.
Rob, I'm at a loss for what Trumbull's trying to do here. They've been so aggressive this entire period. They finally get an advantage, and they seem to stop pressing.
Del Salto got across the line, but one problem. 5 seconds remaining on the power play, and the faceoff will come back outside of the Notre Dame zone. It's a 3-1 game with 2:45 to go in the second period.
I'm stumped.
Well, a certain amount of credit has to go to Notre Dame for good defense, for sure.
Absolutely. But you would think on the advantage, finally Trumbull has the advantage. They'd want to start pressing it a little bit. Doesn't seem like they've been able to.
Denigan and Lexi Brown for the draw and the face-off win to Notre Dame. That should all but do it for the power play, and it does. 2:39 to go second period in a game that has actually seen 2 shorthanded goals on the night. Off to the far side. It'll go behind the net. Prezioso to the left circle. Almost got taken down by Pond. Pond now. Pond is dangerous. Down the right side into the circle. Right circle collides. No whistle, and that'll get the ire of the Notre Dame fans. And it certainly does. So back out the center it does. It does come. 2:09 to go with parents needing a hug. Back behind the net. It'll come along to the near side and played almost back out the center. Now into the neutral zone it goes. Grabbed and taken, waiting. Caroline Prezioso offside with 1:55 to go in the second period.
And Rob Pond is, I don't know if you saw, has headed off to the bench, wondering if coaches think she needs to cool down a little bit.
And interesting that the one of the officials skates over and just has a quick word or two with the Notre Dame bench within earshot of Pond. I'm not saying that, A and B might equal C in that case. They'll bring it across into the Notre Dame zone. 3-1 game, 1:45 to go in the second period. Spinning around is Audrey Crow to send it down the right wing. Diorio for Notre Dame waits over there. Looks to get it back out. She does. Gets it back out the center. To the far side. Brings it across the line, but offside the call with 1.5 to go. 93 seconds exactly remaining in period number 2.
Some further questionable contact, Rob.
I'll tell you what, though, the official standing at center ice took a long look over here into the stands. Just something to keep an eye on. They do have the right to throw people out of a building. I'm not saying I've ever seen it happen, though. As it's loose, bounce back into the left circle. Now to the far boards we go. Brought along to the near side circle. The Eagles will start back out from right to left. 3-1 game as we come down to the final 60. Lydia Prezioso across the line. We're in the second period. Looking forward to the third. Back behind the net. Off into the far corner it goes. Shelby has mentioned to me that she does have an interview between periods. We will keep an eye out for that. Just kind of kicked out of the zone by Notre Dame. Down to 47 to go in the period. Delaney O'Keefe. Try her out for the football team. Thinking about a slap shot from the right circle. Went Goudreau. It goes to the far side in the circle over there. Down to 33 to go in the second period. In a game that certainly in terms of the parents and the people in the stands has gotten a little, a little feisty. Into the right corner once again. Staying in the Trumbull zone. Back behind the net. 20 to go in the period. Puck goes over into the left circle. Far side now. Coming out of the Eagle end. It's Prezioso just dancing through. She's got it. It's 2-on-2 hockey. And she hits the crossbar with 8 to go in the period. That had Payne all kinds of trouble, and it bounced off the post. Back out with 1, and the period comes to an end. Oh, they always say those posts are your best friend.
Rob, Rebecca Payne was able to get just a fraction of her glove on that shot and deflect it up into the crossbar. If she doesn't get a hand on that, that's a goal.
We will take a break here. We'll come back and see if we can grab that interview, but if not, we'll carry on. 3-1 after 2. You are watching the FCAC on the HAN Network.
Here at the Darien Sports Shop, we are very excited about our newly redesigned men's department. Gentlemen, if you're shopping for work, weekend, or wedding, we've got the latest styles and trends inside our spacious new department just for you. We have vast selections from Peter Millar, Vineyard Vines, Johnny O, Duckhead, Barber, and so much more. And you can even walk out of the store in the new Wolverine 1,000-mile men's boot. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut, or shop us online at dariensport.com.
Denali is your outdoor retail destination in the Westfield Trumbull Mall. For the last 21 years, we have carefully selected clothing, footwear, and gear from a variety of the best outdoor brands, such as the North Face, Patagonia, Vineyard Vines, UGG, Merrell, GoPro, New Balance, and many more. Our stores have a friendly, knowledgeable staff to help you with all of your running, hiking, and cold weather needs, and in discovering all things outdoorsy and awesome. Visit us in the Westfield Trumbull Mall or online at DenaliOutdoor.com.
You are watching the HAN Network, and you're not alone. Nearly 500,000 viewers enjoyed our broadcasts in the first 5 months. Advertise on the network that reaches Fairfield County, Connecticut's most engaged audience. Contact Jessica Murrin, Advertising Director, at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
We welcome you back to the rinks at Shelton. 3-1 our score with A.J. Simonowski, as well as Shelby's across the way. I'm Rob Adams. Shelby Vaccaro with us tonight. We were going to have an interview with Kerry Rowland here between periods, the Notre Dame coach. Time just not on the side to do it, so we'll see if we can grab her after the game.
Rob, a tale of two different periods. Trumbull really ramped up the offensive approach in that one, tallying almost 10 complete shots. I only counted one for Notre Dame. If they had more than that, it wasn't that many. Content for the Lancers just to play defense and hold the lead at this point.
Getting ready to start the third period. No goals at all in the second. And a 3-1 lead for Notre Dame. Trumbull will skate from left to right. Notre Dame will go the other way. And the third period underway. No carryover penalties. In fact, penalties overall limited to just the cross-check on Pond at 10-20. Back across the line, Lexi Brown. Brown in the slot. Brown with the kick save made. Now trying to put it back on net. Nice save by Payne. It goes into the far circle. Just 20 seconds gone by third period with Moriello saying this will be an icing, and they will wave it off. Off to the near corner it goes. That's why you never trust when the goalie holds up the hand, because you need the officials to agree.
Until the whistle blows, any player's opinions just don't count.
That's what they teach you, play to the whistle. Morgan McLean goes to the far side. Taken over there by the Eagles. They'll skate it back out. They'll skate from left to right. Pushed across the line and waiting there. That's an offside.
That was very offsides.
One of the more blatant offsides you will see in a lifetime. Audrey Crow was standing in the Notre Dame zone, just kind of, enjoying life, and here comes a puck, and oh goodness, can't do that.
Makes you wonder if she forgot where she was and promptly sent to the bench.
Oh, well, so it goes. Played back into the neutral zone. It's been fun, a 3-1 game. Lots more here on the HAN Network coming up this week as Prezioso skates around in the neutral zone. We will see Darien and New Canaan and girls hockey on Friday at 6:40. We'll see wrestling, Danbury and Fairfield Ward at Fairfield Ward on Wednesday. And tomorrow, Ridgefield and Wilton, a rivalry game in boys basketball, and both teams hanging in there in the FCAC. I think that's going to be a fun one tomorrow night, and Cato says he will be back with us tomorrow, along with John Kovach, as well as, I believe, Shelby and Frank Granito on the call.
Full house tomorrow night from the Zeoli Fieldhouse.
Yes, we will be at the Zeoli Fieldhouse, which can be a different perspective to call a game from, as this will roll down into the Trumbull end for an icing. If you've never been there, it is a field house. You've got a scoreboard hanging overhead. It's a different view. You've got a different depth perception as opposed to your average gym.
I have never been there. I'm excited to see it.
You will enjoy it, I promise you. Face-off will come to the right side of Rebecca Payne in a 3-1 game for Notre Dame of Fairfield. Trumbull took the 1-0 lead at 3:34, but it's been all Notre Dame since then. This again an icing with 13:08 to go.
Hard for either team to really get anything going at this point. Not a whole lot of a layoff between periods, but both Notre Dame and Trumbull seem just a tad bit out of sorts.
Again, face off to the right of Rebecca Payne. It was Magyar as well as Brown for the draw. And back out the center it goes. Trumbull looking to just cut it to 3-2. You can only go a goal at a time. They don't give you 2 goals at once. I don't know why I'm explaining that, just in case you needed to know that.
No, I did know that one.
I know you did. Through the neutral zone, Magyar again. She'll bring it across the Trumbull line, going down into the left circle. Grabs it there at the bottom of the left circle. Tangled up with Morgan McLean out of the left corner. 2.5 gone by, third period. Behind the net, looking to set it up out in front and trapping it is Moriello. I have to say, AJ, I would say this, and we're dead center between the two groups. I think it's a 50-50 split crowd-wise.
I would have to say so. I think the Notre Dame parents have been a little bit more vocal.
We are at the rinks at Shelton, which I suppose is a sort of Switzerland, but it is Trumbull's home ice. Face-off was scheduled to be to the right of the Trumbull net. Following the false start, we'll do it all over again. Denigan will do it for Notre Dame. And Trumbull will bring someone else into the draw. And off that face-off, it was Amelia Walker. It's kept in just across the Trumbull line. Now Trumbull able to take it out with Mackenzie Meany. To the far side it goes and taken back into the Trumbull zone. They'll go and grab it back behind the net in a 3-1 game, 12-13 to go in regulation.
Almost a very dangerous turn of events there.
We'll get it across the line again. Waiting is Goudreau. Goudreau gets it out of her own zone. Just whittled across, and it'll be taken by Del Salto. To the far side boards for the Eagles. They get it out of their zone. Now taken once again and turned back. DiOrio, she'll come over and grab it. Try to backhand it along the boards, but the puck loose, and it'll be taken away by Denigan. Denigan to the far side. Now Walker at the top of the left circle. Walker again at that left circle. It'll be kept alive by the Eagles through the high slot into the right circle. It is a 3-1 game with 11:28 to go. Again, behind the Notre Dame net. Trumbull finding a little bit better activity through the latter 2 periods. Problem is they're not getting the scoring. And their top scorer, Prezioso, heading over to the bench right now. Played back out of the zone. It'll go down the left wing side. Caitlin Pond for Notre Dame. Caitlin Pond puts it on net. Moriello the save. Now kept in. And another kick save made, this time off the shot from DiOrio. Off into the left corner. Taken back behind the net. It'll be played over into the right circle. Now it'll be Emily Rowland just across the Trumbull line. Works it through. Pond was parked right out in front. She has to go work it across, and one more time. Set up was Erin Hackley, the sophomore. Nothing there. Held in by Rowland at the right point. Through traffic again. It'll bounce back behind. Pond will grab it there. Pond working. Now trying to set up out in front is Magyar. To the far side they go. Played over there by Hackley, and out of the zone. Trumbull able to clear it. Rowland again right at her own blue line. Spins around, backhands it. Now it's turned over, and a good turnover, but the kick save made. The good turnover for Trumbull, but they couldn't convert. Bailey Brooks got stoned by Payne.
Rob, it looks like Brooks wasn't able to get a whole lot on that shot. Maybe she had waited a second longer. Might have had a better look.
A turnover again, and chipped at, and it goes behind the net. So a couple of bad turnovers for Notre Dame. Good if you're Trumbull, but we're still at 3-1 as we come down under 10 to play. Into the right circle. Notre Dame will start back out. They'll skate from right to left. Working her way through was DiOrio. Spun back around. Here's Rowland at her own blue line. Rowland went to work it ahead. Turned back by Brooks. Brooks, now Rowland. Rowland across in a 1-on-2. Steps around one. Now it's taken back on net. The wrister from DiOrio, and Moriello holds on. 9:36 to go. 3-1 the score.
More nifty stick handling from Emily Rowland. Not able to do anything with it, but Alex DiOrio right there with the shot attempt. Saved, obviously, but good play there by the Lancers.
Face off to the right side of Gina Moriello. And off the draw, controlled by Pond. Throws it on net again. Another save made by Moriello. She's been busy. into the right corner, taken again, now at the bottom of the right circle. The Eagles will go and grab it, back behind the net. Pond looked to rip it away. To the near side, they play it. Waiting over on the near side is Diorio, working it through, taken by Denigan. Denigan had it, now it goes out off the slot to the far side, but kept alive at the right point by Notre Dame. Staying in the Trumbull zone, Trumbull in the white, Notre Dame in the blue and the gold. They'll bring it back. Here's Prezioso down the right side. Had her pocket picked by Diorio. Played along the boards again. 8:55 to go in the third period. Right across the line is Lydia Prezioso. That puck just bouncing down, but trapped by Payne with 8:49 to go.
Sort of pinballing around off of her pads, off of her chest, off of her helmet, able to keep it in front of her, which is the important thing.
And again, a lot of stops in this game, a lot of holding on to the puck by the goalies, but that's somewhat to be expected. 8:49 to go, 3-1 game. It'll go behind the net to the far side. They'll try to keep it in at the left point with Osterberg. Kept alive over there as Sierra Chavez was on for Notre Dame of Fairfield. But they'll bring it back. Notre Dame of Fairfield had a chance for a possible 2-on-1. It didn't quite materialize. It'll go behind the net now with Morgan McLean. Off into the right corner in the Trumbull zone. Grabbed by Rowland. Rowland looked to start back, but it's turned around. Taken by Lexi Brown. Brown in a one-on-one, and the wrister goes wide off into the right corner. Taken there by Diorio. Brown there for some incidental contact, shall we say, into the right corner. It'll be taken by the Lancers. The Lancers will start back out with Berard. Now check that. It's Diorio into the right circle. Along comes Delaney O'Keefe. It's loose. All the scoring in the first period. And it's trapped and back behind the net, looking for the wraparound. Oh, a couple of tries there, and we skate on. The action stays alive. To the far side it goes. Played by Crow for Trumbull, looking to do anything to clear. In fact, I'm surprised she didn't turn and ice the puck just to get the action out of the zone for a moment and take a break. Played back out to center. Rowland waiting there. She snags it, gets across the Trumbull line, gains the zone, but not quite. 7:28 to go. Third period, 3-1. Seemed like we were going to have so much scoring tonight, everything that happened in the first period, but everything has settled down since then.
Both teams have been going a lot for the sort of underneath play, setting someone up in front of the crease for the, kind of flip shot over the goalie's head. Haven't been able to get anything done with it.
Off the face-off, it'll bounce over to the near side. Rowland will grab it. Bouncing along the boards, play it off to Bailey McKeon, get it across the Trumbull line. Back behind the net, Lydia Prezioso goes to the far side boards. Turning back, the Eagles could start back with a 3-on-1 if they can get it across. They do. Skating down left circle. Pad save made, second try. It's not there for the Eagles and cleared out of the zone. Likely going to wind up being an icing. There's the whistle. How about the work of Rebecca Payne tonight?
First time I ever get to say this, Rob. I'm actually really excited. Kick save and a beauty.
6:59 to go. Proud of that, aren't you?
I really am.
I know.
You can actually. I'm sure the people at home can actually hear the smile on my face.
I can see it. Face-off will come to Payne's left. From the bad pun department right now, it is the House of Payne. Puck to the near side boards with 6:55 to go. AJ didn't groan, so that's a good thing. Trapped along these near side boards in the right wing of the Notre Dame end. Prezioso tried to go top shelf on the wrister coming out of the right circle. They try to clear it out. It's not there. Prezioso thought she didn't have the puck. The puck was right under her skates, and they'll play it into the neutral zone. Taken by Denigan. Denigan gets it to Pond. Pond awaits across the Trumbull line. They'll turn it back with 6:29 to go. Played back out to center, some incidental contact with Walker. Now the Eagles will bring it back again. Prezioso stick handling, left circle. Just deflected away and behind the net. Down to 6:17 to go. To the far side, Magyar plays it out of her own zone. Could be a 2-on-1. Looking to her left is Pond, and there's the offside with 6:09 to play.
Caitlin Pond was wide open, so wide open that they're going to blow the whistle on her.
Exactly. Post-game show in 6 minutes and 9 seconds. Crew on hand tonight, Marty Hersom, Steve Buno, John Kovac, Nick Fine, Eric Gendron, Shelby Vaccaro, AJ Simonowski. With all of them, I'm Rob Adams. Tracy Iazi helped set the wires up earlier today as well, and we like to give credit to the entire crew. Another offside with 6:04 to go.
Now, we've seen a couple of times in the last few minutes, Notre Dame has been trying for that near side open player. It has been Caitlin Pond. She's off now. Do they keep going to that play to try and really ice this game?
A couple of players have really stuck out to me in terms of being right on the verge. One of them right there, Chavez, has played very well, and you keep thinking she's going to put one home eventually. Turning right back around, it'll be taken by Roland. Roland wearing that number. It's almost strange to see a 52 after everything almost sequential up until then on the roster, getting to 25 and then going all the way to 52.
At least for me, it's been easier to keep track of her.
Roland wearing that 52, spins it back to Diorio. Diorio sends it across. It'll be sent down into the left corner. 5:27 to go. It's been a fun one. It's 3-1.
Deflected off the official there.
That happens. Denigan back behind. Denigan will go and grab it again. She'll backhand it, try to set it up out in front, but parked right there was McLean for the Eagles. They'll go far side into the corner, down to 5:10 to go. Along the end line, the sharp angle in the left circle, backhanded by Chavez. Puck loose out in front for a moment, and the Eagles able to play it back to center, but Diorio sends it right back across the Trumbull line. Bailey McKeon back behind her own net. Skates and pushes it ahead to center. Waiting there was Denigan. Denigan with a collision. Now Pond. Caitlin Pond. Down she goes into the slot. Heard somebody call her Katie. Maybe we should call her that for the next 4:38. Bouncing along to the near side boards. Spun away by Notre Dame and out to center. The Eagles need something. They've got a 2-on-1 right now as it goes down the right side. Mackenzie Meany back there for the Eagles. Puck loose, and it'll be taken away by Roland. Roland bringing it back in a 2-on-2 with 4:18 to go. She gains the zone. Right circle. Looked to climb the ladder. It was too strong. Comes over near side with 4:10 to go in a 3-1 game. Last goal in this game at 12:32 of the first period. Kept in at the left point by Diorio. Puck loose. Now it'll squirt over toward Prezioso. Caroline Prezioso works her way back behind the net. Along the side here, Caitlin Pond. Pond has been a super presence as well. And again, like Chavez, is that player that you're waiting for her to get a goal here tonight. 3:40 to go in regulation of a 3-1 game, and the Eagles have some work to do.
Seems like every time the puck has gone near Caitlin Pond, she's been wide open with it.
Pond now bounced back. It'll be taken by Notre Dame, almost turned over. A couple of chances there. Amelia Walker. Now it'll be Roland. Down into the left corner, Lexi Brown. 3:20 to go in regulation in a 3-1 game. Puck loose, put on net. Now it'll bounce away off into the left corner. Again, taken by Brown. Brown looked for the center. It comes out of the zone and taken all the way back by Lydia Prezioso. Tried to turn it away from Sierra Chavez, turning into a 2-on-1 for a moment in that there were two Notre Dame Lancers, but only one Eagle. Here's Del Salto for the Eagles. Gets it out of her own zone. Bailey Brooks just kicking it along, works it to the top of the right circle. Bounced along, loose again from Walker. Goes down on net with a wide open chance there and covered up by Payne with 2:39 to go.
Rebecca Payne has made some really incredible saves in this third period to keep the lead where it is. I was going to go with the standing on her head cliche, but I felt it was too much.
Don't want to overplay your cliches.
No.
Those work in the movie Bull Durham.
Just thankful to be here.
Exactly. Off goes Magyar. Face off to the right side as on came Denigan for Notre Dame. Into the left corner it goes. Prezioso trying to create something. To the sharp angle, trying to poke it home. There's a couple of tries, and it's loose. Not covered. It stays alive. It's out in front, and they score! AJ, I'm thinking it was Prezioso with 2:24 to go.
I think it was from her knee. I don't know how it went in. She was on all fours in front of the net, Rob, just kind of swatted at it and ends up in the back of the net.
So 2:24 to go. There is still life in this game. Time of the goal, 12:36. Makes it a 3-2 Notre Dame lead. Shelby, what do you have?
Hey guys, so we have an assist from number 2 to number 17, so that is Walker to Crow. A great shot, unfortunate for Payne, but she's been playing great this whole game.
So a timeout taken here. Let's make sure we've got that straight. Crow gets one of the assists, but the goal to Prezioso?
The goal was by Crow.
Okay.
The assist was by Walker.
Okay. Thank you. So Crow does get the goal, AJ.
Oh, no, Prezioso, you're right, is the assist.
Okay. 12:36 time of the goal, and we have 2:24 to go.
I was going to say, I was a little bit confused how that wasn't Caroline Prezioso. She was the only one in front of the net, but Shelby confirms our thoughts were right.
So there we have it. In any event, the timeout, 3-2, 2:24 to play.
Suddenly very, very quiet in this rink.
Built just a little bit of question here. A little bit. And a little bit of work to do. A 3-2 game with 2:24 to play. Both teams were so receptive to being part of this all tonight, and both coaches couldn't have been more accommodating. Really nice to talk with both coaches and both assistant coaches as well, and just really nice conversations to be had all the way around here. It's been a fun night.
We had occasion to speak with a few of the Lancers as they were milling around the rink beforehand. Very nice young ladies.
And all of a sudden, a little bit of life comes into the rink, certainly from the Trumbull fans to our left. They're fired up. So back to center ice for the face-off, and Notre Dame with the big win. Here's Caitlin Pond. Caitlin Pond now spun around by the Eagles. And there is Caroline Prezioso wearing 24. Keep an eye on her. Know who else has big collision at center. Know who else we're going to keep an eye on is what I started to say, Gina Moriello. We'll see if she leaves her net. Down to 159. Of course, she's not going to leave it right now. Into the right circle. Emily Rowland, I beg your pardon, gets knocked down. And the Eagles able to clear the zone. Waiting is Alex DeOrio, gets it across the Trumbull line. The scary thing is the first one to skate down to it is Pond. Throws it across into the crease. Now it'll come down into the right corner. Osterberg, 1:35 to go. Trapped along the far side by Magyar. In that right circle, Prezioso over there. Overall, the guys have swallowed their whistles here in the third period, letting them play. Coming back from left to right is Trumbull as they chip it to center. Here's Prezioso. Danced around but had her pocket picked by Denigan. Grabs it and the offside whistled with 1:13 to go.
I've been saying it all night, Rob. Caroline Prezioso is dangerous. Had Trumbull stayed on side there, you never know. You never know what's going to happen, but it looked like they had a good shot at it.
A timeout here with 1:13 to go. A 3-2 game. And the emotions rather high in these stands.
Yeah, I'm going to leave that one. I'm going to leave that one right there.
You leave it to me. Down to the final 1:13. A 3-2 game in the third period. Caroline Prezioso with both goals on the night for the Trumbull Eagles. Each team trying to pick up their fourth win on the season.
Rob, I just noticed this as the teams are both huddled up on their respective benches. A little bit more joviality from the Eagles. Clearly, laughing and kind of shoving each other around in a playful manner. Notre Dame, all business.
And I think to a certain extent that reflects what I gathered from both coaches. Carrie Rowland for Notre Dame, more businesslike in her approach. Both styles work, both styles are effective, and both styles are very approachable as people to talk to. Where Paula Dady is much more, there's a fun side to talking to her. Carrie Rowland, fun as well, but business. Hopefully I've made that clear.
Oh, it's clear to me.
Okay. Guess what I'm saying is I like them both. Back out come the players, and a big hand from this crowd. It'll be Denigan and Lexi Brown for the draw. And Notre Dame initially controls it. Trumbull grabs it. Prezioso, in this case, Lydia, had it across the line, but they'll spin it back the other way with 1:04 to go. Down the left wing side. Taken by Bailey McKeon. It'll go to the far side. Denigan there, puck loose, and it's chipped back behind the net of Moriello. Down to 51 remaining in regulation. It's a 3-2 game. The Eagles got to get something going. Starting to make her way out is Moriello. Across the line, Prezioso. Prezioso falling down in the slot. There goes Moriello with 40 to go. Puck to the far side. It's a 3-2 game. Trapped along the far side boards. Denigan brings it over to McKeon. McKeon with the empty net. No, back comes Moriello. She'll throw it into almost the right corner. Now it goes into that corner. Denigan down there with 25 to go. Out of the right corner, it'll go behind the net with 22 to go. Moved along to the near side boards. 19 to play. The Eagles got to get something going. They'll start back out of the zone play at the center. Sitting down is Lexi Brown in her own zone, and the whistle stopping things with 11.1 to play.
And Rob, Gina Moriello was coming out.
And off into the penalty box goes Caitlin Pond with 11.1 remaining. So Pond off at 14:39. Well now. Make that 14:49. And I believe roughing was the call if I saw it right. Face-off will go to the right side of Payne. 11 to go. Denigan knocked out of the draw. It'll be Rowland for it. Down to 10. To the far side, they'll bring it out all the way down. It goes and in. And that will do it as the clock expires. This one is in the books, and the final score is 4-2.
Emily Rowland with the dagger.
And hugs for Rowland and her teammates. Seems to me they've got to put 3 back on the clock. And they will. 3 back on the clock, and that's the right call. But somebody's got to tell the Zamboni driver to close the doors. Now they indicate and get that squared away. One final face-off with 3 to go. And there it is. Controlled by the Eagles, and now it's over. Now they can celebrate. Notre Dame of Fairfield, the Lancers, skate away to talk to Rebecca Payne and congratulate her on an outstanding performance. The final score, 4-2.
Definitely, Rob. Trumbull had their chances there in the third period. By my count, nearly another 10 shots. They outshot Notre Dame by a wide margin in this game, but Rebecca Payne stonewalled them nearly the entire time.
So this one in the books, the final score from the rinks at Shelton, 4-2. Notre Dame of Fairfield knocks off Trumbull-St. Joe's. We'll come back here to the rinks at Shelton, hopefully grab a guest and call it a night. Once again, 4-2 the final score. Back to Shelton after this. You're watching the FCAC on the HAN Network.
It's the new year. The to-do list is long and it's easy to feel pulled in many directions at once. Your professional, personal shoppers at Walter Stewart's are ready to check groceries off your list by shopping for you. Save extra time this year and spend it doing more important things. Great food and wine delivered to your home with the same-day service. Shop Stewart's online at stewartsmarket.com.
I'm Kate Chaplinsky. Join us for Coffee Break, weekdays at 11 to get the latest Connecticut news, weather, high school sports, and more. News doesn't get any more local than on Coffee Break on the HAN Network.
(4-2) final score. Let's go down to the ice and bring in Shelby Vaccaro. Shelby.
Hey guys, thanks. I'm on the ice here with Coach Kerry Rowland of the Notre Dame. Coach, what sets Payne apart from the rest of the goalies?
Well, actually, she's a first-year goalie, and I have not seen anybody get to that level as quickly as she has, but she worked very hard at it. She learned how to skate freshman year, and now she's put on the pads for us and put a lot of practice time in, and it's really paying off for us big time. Huge save down the end of the game there for us.
Yes, like you said, big win tonight, ending the Eagles' winning streak. How do you feel about the team's performance?
They played really well. They fought really hard. That goal really was crushing to us to make it that one goal difference near the end. So I give them a lot of credit. A lot of those girls play for me at the Southern Connecticut program. So I feel for them. But our girls persevered and worked really hard too. And that's, you can't ask for anything more as a coach.
After tonight's big win, what are some positives coming out of the game going into playing Ward and Ludlow?
Well, we just build on every time we touch the ice. So whether it's a practice or a game like this, everything is a stepping stone to improvement. And I just like our chances down the stretch, not only in our next game, but every game going to the end of our season in our Division II championship. So we like what we see.
Good luck in your next game, and thank you for joining us here on the ice.
Thank you. It's really great.
Back to you guys.
All right, Shelby, thank you very much. So this one in the books, and really what a good job by both teams. The Eagles fought their way back into this game, but I thought Rebecca Payne was a huge difference maker tonight.
Absolutely outstanding. As I commented in the opening that she's only a sophomore, that this is the first year she's in goal, period. I can't say enough about the job that she did tonight, and if she sticks with it, Notre Dame's they've got a goalie for another 2 years, and a good one.
Well, she was just getting peppered with shots all night, and really what was a high-energy crowd here. We recapped the scoring quickly. Caroline Prezioso at 3:34 of the first made it 1-0 for Trumbull. It was shorthanded. Then Berard answered for Notre Dame at 3:49 off the assist from Denigan, and that made it a 1-1 game. Then Rowland at 7:06 of the first period, unassisted, made it 2-1. Denigan did it herself at 12:32 of the first. That made it 3-1. Stayed that way for a long time. Then Prezioso, from her knees, throws it past Payne. That made it 3-2. Assists going to Walker and Crow at 12:36. And then finally, Rowland hit the empty net really as the clock expired. We'll call it 14:57 to be exact. To my eye, it was unassisted. This one in the books. 4-2 final score. Fun night here.
Very fun night. Like you said, Rob, we thought we were going to have a bit more of a high-scoring game based on what we saw in the first period. More defensive-oriented in the second. Notre Dame kind of sitting back, letting Trumbull have their way offensively, but keeping the puck out of the net.
We'll talk about it. Donald Eng will talk about it tomorrow on Nutmeg Sports. Mike Suppy will have the highlights of this one as well on Coffee Break, and that will be tomorrow, of course, at 11 o'clock. But with all that said and done, that will do it from the rinks at Shelton. The final score once again, Notre Dame-Fairfield 4 and Trumbull 2. We are back with you tomorrow for boys basketball as the Ridgefield Tigers meet the Wilton Warriors. That will be 7 o'clock tomorrow night at Wilton High School at the Zioli Fieldhouse. Looking forward to that one. Again, Coffee Break, 11 o'clock tomorrow. Nutmeg Sports at 2. Basketball tomorrow at 7. Wrestling Wednesday. And girls hockey as well on Friday. For our entire crew here at the rinks at Shelton, Marty Hersom, Steve Buno, John Kovach, Nick Fine, Eric Gendron directing, Shelby Vaccaro on the ice, AJ Simonowski alongside of me. I'm Rob Adams. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for listening. The final score, once again, Notre Dame-Fairfield gets their 4th win of the year. They knock off Trumbull 4-2. From the rinks at Shelton, good night, everyone.
The preceding has been a presentation of the HAN Network, the leader for local news, sports, and entertainment in Fairfield and Westchester counties.